All right, welcome back, Cyber Traders, on this lovely Thursday. Hopefully, everybody's getting excited. I guess I got some bad news that came up. Our mayor here, our governor here in New York, is only allowing us 10 people for Thanksgiving. Gee, what do you know? I don't know. I think anyone's going to really pay attention. I think there'll be a lot of people going to probably do it, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. 10 people on Thanksgiving is going to be really hard for us. So I don't know about what's going on in your neck of the woods, but I guess COVID has been a lot more serious, a lot more worse. As a trader, I'm going to look at how I could profit from it and benefit from it because there's going to be some stocks that might have something to do with it. Remember, we always kind of look at it. I told you with the election coming up, and you know that every webinar that we've been doing has been very, very heavily geared around what was going on in election. Well, now the election is, well, technically it's not over because they're still doing counting, and you have President Trump that's contesting it. But now you still have COVID. They said COVID the second time around is supposed to be worse. So now you're having these governors stepping in. So you can see a lot of stuff going on. And let me tell you, I live here in New York. I don't know where I'm most of you around the world, but you know what New York is really well known for? Our restaurants. And I know so many people in the restaurant business. A lot of my friends own some of the biggest ones. You know what? They could be, if there's any public ones out there, they're going to be big shorts. Real estate is taking a big hit, and I don't know if they could survive another shutdown. So unfortunately, a catastrophe like that's going to maybe make an opportunity for us. So we're going to go out there. We're going to see if we can find some of them. As of right now, I don't really see anything in that industry yet, but until it comes into effect, especially this time of the year in New York, is one of the best times of the year to come to New York because it's Christmas City. The tree, I don't even know how they're going to do the ball drop this year. I still don't figure out what's going to happen. You got the ball drop. You got the Rockefeller Center. You got the theater district, and these restaurants really depend on that. It's about 750,000 employees that are employed by restaurants here in New York. So that's a lot of employees when you really think of it. So anyway, your friend Michael, great restaurant. Lita, yeah, Mike Salakis. Yeah, I mean, listen, they're all getting crushed. Some of the famous chefs. I mean, a lot of the biggest ones in the industry had to shut down. A lot of them. It's going to be a really, really big hard. This coronavirus, like I said, is it's just been a disaster. It's a disaster. I just hope whoever, if it's Biden or Trump, my opinion is, I hope they get the money back, all these trillions of dollars everyone lost from, if they find out if China really is to blame for it. But there's got to be some type of reputation. There's got to be some type of consequences regarding about what happened, because it really is affecting everyone's lives. But anyway, that's as looking what's going on. I'm looking at is what's going to be a long, what's going to be a short, and so on. There's a lot of them out there. We got to keep an eye on that. Daniel, we all feel bad for the owners. It's just terrible. Small business. I mean, I don't want to cross any toes, but it is really terrible for them. They're really, really struggling for a long time. Robert says 10 people. I'm one of the kids, and my niece and nephews. I will have to sit outside. Well, actually, that was actually the recommendation. It says, listen, if you're going to have Thanksgiving, no matter what the weather is, just do it outside. All right. Well, I haven't felt full blessed yet. All right. Well, anyway, this is great. Thanksgiving Zoom. Yeah, we could do that, Wayne. We could have Thanksgiving on Zoom. We could do that too. That'd be pretty funny. We actually, it's funny you say that. We actually did a not a Zoom, but we did we used our iPhone. We played you guys ever play the game left right center? You ever play left right center? That's the funnest game when you have a group of people. Left right center. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? It's like the dice. It's like, and you'll put in $1 and it goes left, right, center. You got to get that game. It's probably one of the best games I ever to play. It's just hysterical. Got to get that game. Left, right, center. Anyway, let's get right to the stock market, because we're looking at a down market right now. We're down about 200 points. There are a couple of stocks out there. Yesterday, unfortunately, the pre-market stunk. But once the market opened up, these things just took off out of nowhere. So yesterday was a really good day to trade. And like I said, you're here in the morning, you logged in, you kind of say, hey, you know what? Really not that much going on. It wasn't a good pre-market as much. But you know what? Some of those stocks that we did trade did take off, and they did really, really, really well. So let's go. Before we do that, let's just talk about what did move yesterday. because we had a couple of stocks out here that did move. We had the plug. The plug is just an animal. My God, this thing just won't stop. Plug. Let me change this chart so you can see what happened yesterday. It was a great run up yesterday. I got caught on a shake on this stock. Unfortunately, I bought it at a high at resistance levels, and one of the rules is that you got to try to work with your limit orders. So this stock was the only loss I had. But then in the afternoon, I made my money in the morning, so I was done. I didn't trade the afternoon. But I know everyone jumped in the afternoon after 2 o'clock. You can see it's thing right from 22 to 23. And I'm sitting here kicking my butt because I had the stock at 22 and I sold at 21 and a half because I saw that big reversal there. But sure enough, thing, really, really strong. Still, keep an eye on that plug. Now, listen, remember what I always tell you. You want to be a good swing trade. You want to learn how to options trade. You damn well better learn how to day trade first. That's the most important thing. That's how you find stocks when they go from 14 to 16. You're like, holy crap, why didn't I, we day traded at 16 and then 17 says, you know what? Maybe I'll hold it as a swing trade. It keeps breaking higher highs, and that's how you do it. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit about that. What else we got? We traded. PLT was another one that had a really nice little pop yesterday. Nothing great, but that one was okay. PLTR, that also was just a rocket yesterday. And you know what? She's going back on the watch list again. She's not a PLTR. She's not on the A list. She's going to be on my B list. But PLTR is just kept trending up and trending up and trending up and trending up. So now it became a swing trade. That's how you swing trade. We saw the stock. A lot of you remember we traded this in our phase 3 class. And, it was at 11 and then 12. Look where it is now. It's at 16, and it still is not showing any sign of backing off. So what else that we had? So, yeah. So anyway, a lot of COVID stocks were doing pretty, that also we traded yesterday. CRNE was another one that had a nice little move. VRT was a VX. I'm sorry. VXTR, which obviously, for some people, VX. I'm sorry, RT. Another stock had a nice little push yesterday. You can see it went from $4 to almost $5. And there were other stuff out there. But you know what? That's what happened yesterday. Let's focus on today. There are a couple of stocks. I want to start with the B list. I want to start with the B list, not the A list. Okay? My wedding list? If the A people don't show up, then I'll invite the B list. So let's start off with the A list. All right. So let's see what we got going on here on our A list. So anyway, this one's still going back on my list. This one actually is on my A list. Okay. So because this one's been a fun stock. Let's start with the B list. IMAC. All right. So I found this one this morning, gapped up 100%. You could see it right, 101% right now. The stock was a really nice stock. We traded it back in April. It was one of those short squeeze stocks. It ran from $1.50 to $5. She's kind of flatline right here. She's kind of just gapped up a little bit, but I'll see how she opens up. You can see on the right-hand side, when we're looking at the level 3, there's a lot of, algorithm stocks. Look at those orders, 10,000, 5,000, 6,000, 54,000. They're all over 41,000. So it's going to take a lot to move this stock. Really think of it. Some of you probably new here and watching this, maybe watching the archive, whatever, but like 6.5 million shares traded, and it's not even 9:30 yet. We're only 10 minutes. We got 20 minutes to go. So that's a lot of volume that's trading in pre-market. So it takes a lot to move this one. SINO. Another one that's going to be on my B list. Listen, there were stocks on the B list that turned to be on the A list once the market opens up. So don't look at this like, oh, it's not one of his favorite. They're there. I put them out there because they might do nothing here in pre-market. All of a sudden, the thing just popped. Okay, like the EDRY, that was on my B list, and all of a sudden, the thing just popped on us in about 10 minutes ago. So we're going to talk about that. But keep an eye on the SINO. There's another stock up 46%. She's up pretty nicely right here. Nice spread. Not as bad. Now, if you look on the right-hand side, level 3. On the level 3, it's not as bad as IMAX. As in all the algorithms, but it's got some nice movement. 1 million shares traded, which is I kind of like, trade a little bit better. ZCMD. Okay, another one that's here moving into pre-market up 49%. Another stock that we traded back in August or September, was it, went from $2.50 to $5. It's got decent volume. She's kind of flat, not terrible with the algos in this stock right here, but you can see she does got some significant buyers. I see a 10,000 share buyer at 250, a couple of 5,000 share buys. No really big sellers out there that I'm seeing, which is pretty a good sign. So I want to keep an eye on this one. CELH. Another one that's pushing up pretty nicely, making all-time highs. 60,000 shares, small tier sizes, big spread. We're talking about a category 3 or higher. I won't know until she opens up. So remember, there's a lot of stocks. We say it all the time. We find a lot of stocks that are moving in the market. Not all of them are what's called tradable. Remember, we're going to be starting phase 1, everybody, here at in cyber trade, all the cyber traders. You know that I always tell everybody this. When you become a student at Cyber Trading University and you finally say, I want to do this, I want to learn from you guys. I see what you're doing. I see people making money doing it. And then you take the first lesson of the class. I tell everybody this. You are going to wish you never made the trades that you made. When you learn the most important thing, which is kindergarten stuff, but to us, it's the most important thing. There's the 3 T's: tradable, trend, and trap. When you find a stock is not tradable, you're going to see like, why would I even trade this thing? This thing is like ridiculous. You got to make sure you know what category you're in or whatever, because the only thing is they move faster and you can lose it a lot faster. Remember, we don't look about making money. Worry about controlling the losses is what you want to, what we focus on. PLTR, which we already know about, that's on phase 2. All right, category 2. So let's go jump over here on category 1 stocks. All right, everyone that's on the A list. Was it EDRY? Okay, so we know about that one. She had this huge pop. I don't know what happened around at 850. She went from 1020 all the way up to about 1220, and now she's starting to back off. You could see right away. This is a stock that we traded back in August, September 2. It went from 4 to 13 in one day. Can you imagine that? That is what you call a typical, short squeeze. But anyway, I like short squeezes. I like them. Don't say, well, that's dangerous. The only reason why it's dangerous because no one ever taught you how to trade them. But we love short squeezes. We just don't get cocky and greedy and try to think we're going to buy it at 4 and sell it at 13. So that one to keep an eye on. PXS is another one that made my A list, up 43%. Nice spread, nice trend. Volume is not super crazy. 2.5 million already trading pre-market. A couple of algos here and there, I could see. So we'll keep an eye on that one. What else that we got here? We got that one. We got I already told you about this one, the VXRT. That one we're going to keep an eye on. This one's moving really, really nicely. I like this stock because she took a major hit, and now it could be what's called a bottom fish. So this stock, you could see it really just starting to trend back up a little bit. I think this one is probably a very, very nice trending stock. Nice volume. It's not up huge, which is I like, but I will keep an eye on this one. And last one is Jaws. Okay. And I'm not talking about the movie Jaws. All right. JWS. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is something I was taught in the beginning. I'm like, why do you call like symbols like, Eldery or Suno? We just spell what the 4 letters are. We don't know the names of the company. We really don't care. That's just so somebody like, why do you like just say what the names are? That's just basically how we were trained here at Cyber Trading when I was a market maker. So some people like, how'd you get that name? Like, that's not really like IMAC. It's not, IMAC is not IMAC. It's another name. That's just something how we call them out. Somebody brought that up. They're like, brought it up. So I just want to share with you. I thought it was pretty funny. But anyway, Jaws, nice little moving stock. Trending up pretty nicely. Public not too long ago. And you could see that it's starting to trend up a little bit. I still like the other one better, but this one looks pretty good. Now, anything else that I'm missing out? A couple of people here just put in the chat room. Sorry to miss it. Gene, which one? Where are we? Gene says the FPRX. Okay. So you made a buck on that stock. There you go. Nice. You know what? I saw this stock earlier. She must have just moved. Okay. And that could happen. All right. You could see she's right here. She's right here on the number 6 list. She can go on my A list all of a sudden. You know what? She must have just came. You know what? That's why you're a part of Cybertrain Versus. Remember why I told you that when we invite you into the room and who we select and who we don't select. Because remember, a lot of people really don't qualify to be in here. We're a team effort. If you're not gonna share your thoughts and your dreams, we're not the right fit for you. So it's all a team effort. And thanks. And you actually made a lot of money, Gene. I'm gonna give him a round of applause. He just made himself a buck on that trade. Way to go, Gene. Lita finally, Lita, you made some money on that too. Good for you, Lita. There you go.
Hey, good job.
All right, everyone. Anything I'm missing I did not call out? Anything I'm missing? You're more than welcome, Gene. Anyone here on YouTube and Facebook Live? Anyone else? I think I've pretty much it. Listen, remember a lot of these stocks, I always say all the time, they don't all move. We always find a new list, that comes up out of nowhere. So let's see how it plans out. Remember, Thursdays is probably, if you do your statistics, it's one of the best days to trade. So we got that. Now, before we go, I just want to share a couple of things with everybody. There's a couple of big events that are going on right now that are going to be going on today. Let me just slide this over here so everybody can see it here on YouTube. So basically, today we have open house at 12 o'clock. I'm going to be a guest speaker at a multi-speaker event at 11. And then my good friend Tom Sosnoff from Tasty Works, the founder of Thinkorswim, is going to be coming on. You know him for it's got to be almost 15, 18 years now. Great friend of mine. So if you guys want to know about options, you want to know, how you want to be able to ask questions to one of the great masterminds of trading. He's going to be here on Tuesday, November 17th. So we got a busy week for you guys. And let me tell you, this is the best time to trade. You got to learn before you can earn. All right, everybody. Good luck. Be safe. And we'll see you back here at 12 o'clock for the open house.